And that's called the other transactional authority. And that was specifically built initially to hook pharma into doing this. And the way they did it was there's a whole silo of people who are just focused on the government contracting, management, terms and policy conditions, et cetera. And they are all dug in that this is the way it has to be done. So they had to kind of go along with some alternative contracting mechanisms. So the terms that they extracted in this was that an OTA will provide the mechanism that a offerer are absolved from a lot of the more egregious federal acquisition regulation requirements, but they're not allowed to produce a final product for acquisition because the whole reason for the OTA was to enable innovation, but they can only be used to develop a prototype product. And so you can potentially be paid to develop a new alternative tank, and you can be paid all the way through manufacturing one or two examples of that prototype tank and delivering them to the government for testing. But the government can't use an OTA to buy 150 tanks. That's got to go under the federal acquisition regulations. In the case of COVID, what was done with Operation Warp Speed, and this is one of the reasons why it was run through the DoD, because the DoD has a big infrastructure set up for OTAs because they develop a lot of prototypes. And so the mRNA products were developed within an OTA, but somehow someone signed off on using an OTA mechanism for acquisition for hundreds of millions of doses of a experimental, emergency use authorized product that wasn't actually FDA authorized for marketing. How did this happen? And who is responsible?